How's it going, everyone? It's Ethan here at etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Hollywood Rack's Destination 4 on our 2022 Toyota Tacoma. The Destination 4 is a platform-style bike rack capable of supporting up to 4 bikes, 35 pounds each, holding onto our bike primarily through these rotating padded clamps on our center mast here and 2 additional points on the tires at the bottom. Because the rack is using a center mast that holds on to the actual frame of your bike, it's going to be important to avoid using carbon frame bikes on this type of rack, just because that could cause some potential damage with a carbon frame. But for bigger sized mountain bikes and things like this, I think it does a fine job. So this rack does not tilt away, so in order to get into the back of your vehicle, you will have to remove the bike, which we go ahead and start doing now. First, by removing the straps on the wheels at the back and then at the front, just by using these gray releases here, and then holding on to the bike just to make sure that it doesn't move. Can be a little bit tricky because you will have to reach around probably, but same thing, just move that release and lift the bike up and away. To lower our center mast here, we're first going to start by loosening up this handle here, pull this back, and slide the mast down and secure it using one of the cradle straps. We can go ahead and lower our hatch now. Do it slowly because there will be a little bit of contact with the straps there, but no contact with the actual frame itself. And now you can get anything out of the back that you might need. We've got our bike off now, so we can go ahead and take some measurements. I'm going to go ahead and get 2 different ground clearances. So from the center, you're looking at just shy of 28 inches. And because the rack actually tilts down at the ends, we'll take the second point from the end here at just over 23 inches. So it clears pretty high, and especially on the Tacoma, that shouldn't be anything that you have to worry about. And we'll go ahead and grab the distance from the back because obviously a 4-platform bike rack is going to add quite a bit of distance onto the back, that being about 40.5 inches. So that's definitely something you're going to want to consider. To go ahead and save some space, we can fold the rack up. You'll start by pulling this pin in the back, and then you can loosen this knob on the other side until it releases. And you can just go ahead and pull that out and fold it up, replacing the knob when you're done. Now we've got it folded up, we can go ahead and take that new measurement to see how much space we're actually saving. So that comes in at about 13.5 inches. So in the folded up position, it definitely condenses quite a bit. In this folded state, we can go ahead and take a look at how it sits on the vehicle. So first thing we're going to point out is that the height is actually pretty good for a 4-bike platform rack. It just comes barely above the tailgate here. Next thing we'll point out is that the backup camera is probably pretty obstructed, but there is a nice window there, so you'll probably be able to see through a little bit. As far as the license plate goes, it's pretty covered up, so if that's something that's important to where you live, keep that in mind. But the taillights are pretty much fully visible. We are using a 2-inch shank here that's fitting into our 2x2-inch receiver tube, held in place by an anti-rattle bolt that has a locking mechanism at the end. I like the anti-rattle bolt because, as you can see, I'm shaking the whole vehicle. The rack itself isn't going anywhere. Overall, I think the Hollywood Rack's Destination 4 is a really solid bike rack, and I think it's a great option here. I like that in its condensed state, it saves you a good amount of room. If you were to compare it to anything, I would say maybe the Kuat Transfer. It's another 4-bike platform rack, but it has the ability to tilt away.
This is our test course. Let's start with the slalom. This shows side-to-side action, such as turning corners or evasive maneuvering. Then, onto our alternating speed bumps. This shows twisting action, such as hitting curbs, potholes, road debris, or even uneven pavement.
But that was a look at the Hollywood Rack's Destination 4 on our 2022 Toyota Tacoma.